Welcome back to the channel.
Today we are showcasing another park in Las Vegas.
Yeah, this one is the other park that's closest to the Strip, but on the other side towards the Strap. It's called Baskin Park.
And we're gonna go take a tour and show you guys all about it. So let's go get lost in the park. Check it in, guys.
We're heading out on our next adventure.
So make sure you guys hit the like button,
Make sure to subscribe.
because when we hit 1,000 subscribers,
We'll be jumping off the Strat.
so back to the video.
So there is a walking trail around this park, and it looks like it's about 3/10 of a mile. Some interesting park rules. You can only actually be at this park from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So they do have these walls here. So if you want to play wall ball or whatever that's called, I forget the actual name for it. There's definitely some opportunities. There's 4 courts, so there's one on each side with 2 walls.
And then the tennis court is just to the left.
Yeah, and then there's tennis courts back there. And we'll probably check out to see how many they actually have in a minute, but there's the tennis courts. So like many parks in the Vegas, they definitely have some doggy waste bags, so make sure to pick up after your dogs, but they seem to be available throughout the park. And here is the walkway. This is the walkway behind the tennis courts and stuff. It's a nice little space.
Yep.
The ground seems interesting. It's kind of bouncy, but not as bouncy as like the Lone Mountain parks. And if you want to see our video about Lone Mountain, we'll put it right up in the top right corner.
We'll put it in the top right corner and I'll be like,
Well, thank you, Kenny, for the landman and the memories. There's a little like kind of rock garden here. I can see my shadow in the picture, but it's kind of like a rock garden. Not well maintained though. Most of the plants in here are not doing so well. Like this one right here. And it is right on the backside of the neighborhood. But unlike a lot of the parks, there's like a wall, and then they add some green stuff to cut down on the noise.
do pull-ups and stuff maybe?
Another one of them workout things. Macy thinks it's for pull-ups and stuff.
There's a really one, like a tall one if you're really tall, and one for height size like me.
Let us know in the comments if you think that's what it's for.
It is what you make it out to be, right? I don't understand.
Alright, so another exercise check for Macy. This one doesn't have the things on top, it just has these weird pieces on the bottom.
And there's like nothing to really like grip. It's definitely scary.
Maybe it's for practicing parkour.
Parkour!
Parkour!
Parkour! Not this bitch.
So there are lights along the walking / running trails. So you do have an opportunity to do this at night if you want to.
There probably used to be more stuff to this, but now that's left is like a bench.
Yeah. This is like in one of the workout areas where we showed the other equipment, but it's just a bench.
I don't know.
So here is like their pavilions that they have. They're really kind of small. It's just really a bench underneath the overhang. Not as many as other parks. There's only probably about 3 or 4 of them throughout the park. Alright, so we have some more exercise equipment. Nacy's gonna show off her skills now.
I have no upper body strength.
She said, no, no, no.
That was a I picked myself up and my arms went, you crazy. But I can remember as a kid, like, do you remember like the Burger King that was in Cape Coral off Del Prado? And it had a queue to get to the register that was like, you know, like bars.
Yeah.
And I can remember as a child, I used to like do that whole swinging thing.
People must have loved you.
And one time I remember I slipped. My jaw hit the bar and I bit my tongue pretty hardcore. I was that kid.
And thank you everybody joining for our legit rambles of the Baskin Park.
Story time with Nacy.
So this is a super tiny park. Nacy just said that in case you couldn't hear it. It is probably one of the smallest ones we've been to. It is the smallest one we've been to so far.
Yeah.
This is their green space, so this is it. This big thing that kind of goes over there, and the parking lot is right directly in front of us, and we'll show you that. But this is the walking trail, and the walking trail is only 3/10 a mile, so that's not really that far either. But it's nice, and it's well lit, and it's really in a nicer neighborhood than you want to check out our Siegfried and Roy one. This is actually seems like a little bit of a nicer area too. So here's a table you can sit at without a cover on it. So it's that warming stuff that I talked about in the Lone Mountain Park video where it'll really heat up in the sun. But they do have grills here, which is something that we did not see at Siegfried and Roy. So if you're close to the strip and you wanted to actually grill something on a grill, here's an opportunity for you to do that. But there's not that many. This is the only one we've seen so far in the park, so only one grill. We'll let you know if we see more. A little bit of a bad shadow, but there's another memorial here, so they definitely do a lot of memorial planting at this park. And I was wrong about the grills. It seems like there's about 2 or 3 of them at this park, so if you are interested in grilling and on the strip, this could be an option for you.
For this, I'm pretty sure you have to like use it like this.
Oh, that's for push-ups, huh?
I could do that.
That's Nacy's guess. What do you think? What do you think, audience? What do you think this is for?
It's okay. I know. I'm working on getting in shape. But I think if you're somebody who likes to work out outside, there are a few parks that do have like outdoor exercise equipment, and there's a few other parks that we're going to check out in the future that have more of this outside exercise equipment. And let's be honest, you could probably use it 70% of the year, but like the summer.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to touch that metal. It would burn you.
But yeah, so make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see future parks where we highlight some of the other exercise equipment at some of the other parks.
And ring that notification bell so you get notified when we post them. And her fancy dancing. Alright, so we have another piece of exercise equipment.
I'm not even going to try to go further than...
Yeah.
I can't get that low.
So yeah, so there's another piece. I think that is it for the exercise equipment throughout this 3/10 of a mile walk.
Yeah, we'll go show the playground next.
Yeah, we'll go to that playground next, but there's some more of those tables too.
There's one more covered.
Two more.
Two more
So here's the other side of those tennis courts. There's probably about, I would say about 6 courts that you can use. So it's definitely spacious. The one thing that we've noticed here that we haven't seen at other parks is they're all being used. So this park is definitely a lot more popular than the other parks we've been to right off the strip. Another one of those dedicated plant things, so it's not really by anything. It's just kind of like on its own in this sand space. There's a dead tree. Hopefully that wasn't what was dedicated to him. So here's the kids' playground. You'll see there's 2 sort of bigger areas, and then there's some swings in the distance over there. 2 little sets of swings. So there's definitely some play areas for younger kids, along with a pavilion in the distance that has a couple of benches in it too that's a little bit bigger, probably party-wise. So if you want to have a party, that's probably the only place at this park that you'd have the party is those covered benches in the distance. Alright, dog leash owners, don't forget to pick up the poo. And these are throughout the park, so. Alright, so we got a balance beam. See how good she can do. To the end. So here again is one of the kind of 2 covered play areas. You got a little spinny thing, a rope climbing thing, some other climbing stuff, a slide, and whatever Nacy's messing with.
Not gonna do that. That made my shoulder hurt.
So this stuff is the spongy stuff like we looked at the Lone Mountain Park. It's very kind of spongy in case your kids fall down. It won't be so bad.
That's interesting. That's dangerous. This is weird. Wow.
So here's the one covered pavilion. It's right next to that one big play area we were just at. So if you want to have a party, there are some options for that here. But this is like the only option they have. And I'll show you on the other side, there's a little splash pad. Something we've seen at a few of the parks closer to the Strip is these splash pad areas. So it's a little cold out today, and probably because of COVID they're not on, but if you wanted to, they do have these in the future that you can use to get a little bit damp and wet while you're playing at the park. So if you're interested in stopping by for the water play area, it doesn't open till May and it only runs through September.
Hi.
And there are no puppies allowed today. Alright, here is the main bathroom area. There's only one bathroom at this park, but again, the park's not very big, so that's not super surprising. Nicely maintained. They do lock the doors at 11, it looks like, but they are available during the day. So you see some of the crazy Las Vegas pigeons playing with the little turny things, but this is the other play area. There's a little whale thing that you can ride on, some swing sets, some little moving pieces, and then that nice little play area. The play area right here is actually covered, so you will have a little bit of cover time, so you can come here in the hotter months, and it won't be as bad, but it would still be pretty warm.
Be anywhere.
I
thought they moved, but thankfully they don't.
The amusing part was I turned the camera away, and just like Nacy when she was a child, had to do something so that the camera would be focused back on her again.
Bring up my repressed childhood trauma.
Hey, you should check out the whale. So this is the whale. It kind of looks like a slide, but there's like a water drain at the top of it, which from a gravity perspective doesn't make much sense, but... And then of course the amazing swing sets. Everyone loves their swings.
I can't tell. I think the last time I used the swing was in Syracuse.
So in case you didn't hear her, she said the last time she used the swing was in Syracuse.
Which was how many years ago? I think at least like 13.
Yeah, probably like 2008, 2009.
Don't mind me.
Don't mind me just swinging.
Counterbalance your weight.
Poor Nacy has to seesaw all alone.
This was my childhood, guys. No friends. I did not grow up with sisters. By the time my sisters were born, I was 7 and 9. So this was not the best idea.
Nope.
I don't know how I'm gonna get out.
The one thing I will say about this park is there's a lot more surveillance here than some of the other parks we've been to. I'm guessing because it's a little bit nicer of an area. And then here's another exercise machine.
I'm not gonna demonstrate.
For crunches. Nacy says she doesn't want to demonstrate this time. Red rum. Red rum. Alright, here is another piece of exercise equipment that I have absolutely no idea. I'm guessing some kind of crunches or something.
Yeah,
inverted maybe.
Looks like your feet go here.
Yeah.
Obviously your tush goes here.
Tush. Nacy says she's not going to demonstrate this one either for us.
No. I don't need...
And there is, I think, the final exercise equipment. It's just kind of like a flat bench. Again, more for sit-ups than anything else. More stretching like that guy's doing. Alright, so they do have an area of like benches, which have a few different grills. This is right in the front of the park, right next to the parking lot. So it's very close to that front of the park, but there are some additional grills up here and tables. Again, during the hotter months, I don't think the tables would be of any value because it's going to be way too hot to use them. And at 11 o'clock, it won't be cooled off before the park closes, but definitely some good options on the non-hot months for Vegas. And there's Nacy in the distance, forgot what she's doing and just heading wherever she's heading. Do not feed the pigeons. So here's the main road and the parking area when you come to this park. So you can see a decent amount of parking. It was a little bit busier when we got here earlier this morning. It has lightened up some. I think a lot of people use the tennis courts. So just be aware of that if you're coming out here from the Strip. And again, if you're at the Strat, it's not really that far of a drive from the Strat. You can see Resort World in the distance over here, and then some of the other stuff, but there's the Strat right over there. I think that's on camera. Yeah, there's the Strat. Boop, boop, boop.
All right, so that's gonna conclude our tour of Baskin Park here in the lovely city of Las Vegas.
Yeah, between this and the Siegfried and Roy Park, they're about 2.5 miles from the Strip, one from the Strat and one from probably like the other side of the Strip. So whichever one you choose, they're both interesting options.
Yeah, this one I think I like a little bit more than the Siegfried and Roy in terms of like the busyness of the road that it's off of. Because while this is a main road, it's a lot less busy than the road that the Siegfried and Roy Park is off of.
That car doesn't sound healthy. And I agree too, but there's a lot less green spaces. So if you're looking for more green spaces and sort of, I don't want to say nature walks because Siegfried didn't have nature walks, but like off concrete walking, that might be an option. Here it's definitely better lit, more security, and a lot more tennis courts too. So if you like tennis, this is definitely a place to check out.
For sure, and the playground equipment is decent, and this park also has a splash park like the Siegfried and Roy one, so pretty cool. Let us know in the comments below if you guys have ever been to this park, and also if you guys have a park that you'd like us to check out, because we are all about checking out all of the parks, because Las Vegas has over 150 parks, so that's a lot of parks.
We've done I think 4 so far, so check out the playlist in the corner, and we're getting to them.
And I guess make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see our future videos,
and we'll see you on the next one.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye everybody.